Hello everyone, welcome again in Eng-Man YouTube channel. So in this video, we will have our 7th episode of 5 things you need to know in petroleum engineering. And today's topic is again about CCUS or carbon capture, utilization and storage. So let's talk about the first thing. All right. So for successful storage of carbon dioxide, it is required that the CO2 be stored in a supercritical phase. All right. This is the state in which CO2 exists when it is compressed to higher pressure and temperature. So we can achieve this supercritical phase at temperature of around 89 degrees Fahrenheit and pressure of 7.4 megapascal. So in this phase, CO2 possesses properties of a liquid but flows as a gas. And to be more specific, the density will be liquid-like, but the viscosity will be gas-like. All right, so essentially CO2 is required to be stored at this state due to its higher density, reducing the buoyancy differential between CO2 and the in situ fluids. So here, with higher density of the CO2 supercritical phase, we can actually inject more CO2 at the same storage volume. And also this will reduce the buoyancy differential between the CO2 and the formation fluid. Okay, so you can read this paper to learn more about this. We go to the second one. All right, so it is indicated that tight zones can act as barriers to slow down the vertical flow of CO2. All right, so yeah, maybe we are in petroleum engineering or reservoir engineering or geoscience. We already know about tight zones. We generally do not like that, but in this CO2 geological sequestration, sometimes tight zones can act as barrier to slow down the vertical flow of CO2, which is good. All right. And second point, having said that, it seems that having those tight layers or low permeable zones in the field can help to achieve a good storage capacity due to the slow vertical movement of CO2, which is good. So by having this tight permeability or tight layers, low permeability layers, we can slow down the vertical movement of CO2. Thereby, it will improve our trapping mechanism. It will improve later on our storage capacity. All right. And you can learn more about this by reading this paper. And the third one, the selection of geological site for storage must be done to meet three main conditions, which are capacity, injectivity, and containment. Okay, if you are a CCUS person, you already know about these three. They are very, very important. Hopefully, we can learn more about them in the future. So storage capacity, injectivity, and containment. So let's go to the fourth point. All right. So saline aquifer formations represent the best salted sink for storage of CO2 among all geological options due to their enormous storage capacity. So saline aquifer is the first rank considering the enormous storage capacity compared to depleted oil and gas reservoirs, compared to coal bed methane formation or coal seams. Saline aquifer is the biggest storage for CO2. Among all geologic sequestration mechanisms, deep saline aquifers represent the ones exhibiting highest sequestering capability as against those provided by depleted oil and gas reservoirs and unminable coal beds. Okay, so yeah, if you have CO2 injection, CO2 geological sequestration project, most likely you need to assess or you need to assess deep saline aquifers that you have in your subsurface. Okay, and you can learn more about that in this paper. Lastly, the fifth point. All right. There is a significant difference in the formation medium between ECBM, enhanced coil bed methane, and other CO2 enhanced recovery or storage technology. Coal seam swells or shrinks after absorbing gases. The absorption of gas in the pores of coal results in the decrease in the free energy of coal surface, thus causing swelling of coal. So if we inject CO2, and if the CO2 in gaseous state, all right, it will absorb on the surface of the pores of the coal, and it will decrease the free energy of the coal surface, and thus the coal will swell, which is not good. The swelling is much larger absorbing CO2 than that absorbing CH4, methane, and the swelling effect becomes especially obvious under high pressure condition, which we have in supercritical condition, supercritical injection. So this is the problem in enhanced coil bed methane application. Okay, and swelling here will lead to stress on wellbore and caprock, and later on it will threaten the cement formation interface, which is not good. So if you want to perform CO2 geological sequestration by means of ECBM or enhanced coal bed methane recovery, you might need to think about this risk. The swelling of the coal, which lead to focused stress around the wellbore and in the caprock, and it will jeopardize the cement formation interface integrity. Okay, so that's all. Did you know those 5 things before? See you on the next 5 things you need to know, especially in petroleum engineering or CCUS. Thank you.